Hello, welcome back or welcome if you're new. Let's do the first video of the new year. So to get us started, I have gathered here the guts of my 2025 main attractions, the main squeezes as I like to call them. This is the core collection, the notebooks, the journals, the planners that I will be reaching for in this new year. And actually, it's not really different from last year. I have kind of found my groove. I found what works for me, and I'm not really making any big changes. But if you're curious, if you want to see what I actually enjoy and love and reach for consistently, then stick around. This will be the first part of the video. In the second part of the video, and I will try to make those, what do you call them, timestamps, I will very excitedly share a project I've been working on for a while now. And yeah, I'm excited about that. Okay, excuse the voice. I have a nasty case of bronchitis and my sinuses are killing me. I'm actually doing this now because I can't stand to spend another afternoon on the couch. I will do my best to pause for any coughing fits or anything else, but as you can hear, my voice is a little bit different and my nose is stuffy, but we'll get through it. It's not that bad. I'll manage a half an hour video. Okay, back to the notebooks and planners. First of all, another year in the Hobonichi Weeks. For some reason, last week I took off the cover. I usually enjoy the Eternal Leather Goods, the natural leather cover, but I don't know, I guess I needed some color, and this is such a cheerful Liberty Fabrics cover, and this is another floral cover on cover, so I wanted something to cheer me up. I started using this week's as soon as it was possible to use it. We'll see the date. I set it up in November. Let me just check in. We're in frame. We are. I'll just move things a little bit. So this is basically the same thing as last year. The monthlies are related to the plants I have and love, and their watering schedule and other stuff that's necessary to keep them alive. And the weeklies are the weeklies: work, errands, doctor's appointments, meetings with friends, to-do lists, toilet cleaning schedule, I don't know, just daily stuff, who I meet up with and when, and my work schedule and holidays and school stuff, I don't know, just life. And I had some time off during the holidays. I decorated a few weeks in advance. Oh, I went through February. That's pretty good. So yeah, this is this week. I'm kind of started using these as I was collecting them through the years. I used them as bookmarks. I actually cut off the bookmarks today because they kept getting on my nerves, the little flimsy ones. And that's it. That's the Hobonichi Weeks without a leather cover for a change. And yeah, that's it. It works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I really love it. That's the one I grab daily. Okay. Here's another weekly. This beautiful leather cover is made by Marija at Bujoplanner, and she actually gifted me this cover for my birthday, and it's very, very special, and she chose the most beautiful leathers, and oh my god, it's so pleasant to hold in the hand. And I'm actually using this for a personal project, so we're not gonna be able to go through the pages, but I can show you. It's a horizontal weekly from Sterling Ink, and the rest of the notebook is grid pages, numbered pages. And and I just decorated the front like this. I keep checking if I'm in frame, but I think we're good. That's it. That's all I'm gonna show you. I'm actually thinking of tossing this into my purse and switching back to the black elastic, because I think Marija was right when she put on the black original. I think I don't really need this contrast, high contrast right now. And yeah, this is something I want to have on hand to grab and jot down some stuff. The other black cover, there's a thing with black, obviously, is by a beautiful maker, Anastasia, from Dinara Leather, and this is the buffalo leather. I think I showed this previously, but she makes the most beautiful buffalo leather covers. They are substantial. The leather is not heavy, but it's sturdy. It's not thick, but it is on the thicker side. So if you want something with structure that will hold its shape but will lay flat, let me show you, just get the charms out of the way. It lays flat effortlessly. She's a wizard, and she can make your wishes come true with customizing the pockets. I mean, this is like a cover that will last a lifetime, and you can toss it into the bushes and it will go out and go back to you unharmed. Really, really special leather. And this is another little lined, this is actually a weekly moleskin from I think last year, but I'm ignoring the days. I'm also using it to keep track, kind of like a dream journal. Like here are some notes about the dreams I had. It's for quick writing, and this is related to my study of the major arcana archetypes and the study of the tarot, but mainly focus on major arcana. And I kind of go through every card and think of a journaling prompt related to that archetype. So this is that special notebook, and in this special cover, it is something that I also use frequently, and it's dedicated only to that project, a separate journal altogether. So this is number 3. Okay, number 4, the boring stuff, work planner. Oh my god, I feel like in every video I show my work planner. It's the same thing, I think, for 3 years. Eternal Leather Goods cover in B6, Astrology in B6. It's a great astrology, work notes, boring stuff, to-do lists, tasks. I just made the pockets like extra fun and colorful because I want to be happy when I open my work planner. And that's it. I mean, really, that's it. Long form journaling. I'm constantly peeping at my phone screen, checking if I'm in frame. I am. Long form journaling, moleskin, ruled notebook. Again, decoration on the front panels, because I treat those like a mood board. The front pages are like a mood board for me. So each planner, each notebook has its own little setup ceremony, as I like to call it. And I pick and choose the stuff I want to display in the front end papers, or sometimes I entirely cover them in collage, and they represent like a visual, it's a visual representation of the feelings behind that notebook or journal or its intended purpose. It probably doesn't make sense to anyone else but me, but that's okay. This is how it should be. It is for me, actually. So this is just the notebook where I do long form journaling, pen, ink, and write, and minimal decoration. The decoration that is in here, it's actually related to the writing I'm doing and intentionally placed in some space on the page. So I do not pre-decorate this. I actually write, and if I feel cold, I'll add a picture, I'll print out a picture or a text or something that's related to the writing I'm doing. That's how I found it works best for me. Okay, that's the moleskin. This is not something I use daily. Actually, I haven't used it in a while because I haven't felt some kind of need to do really long form journaling. I have been preoccupied with so many other projects, and I have actually fallen behind in my reading, in my studies, in my long form writing. I have actually been more into the action position of creativity. So instead of learning about stuff or trying to figure out the mental processes behind things, I have actually been doing the things. Oh gosh, I think it doesn't make sense. So I'm a Libra, and I'm not really an astrology girl, honestly, but as far as I know myself and the archetypes behind Libra and air signs, I'm really in my head. And I think a lot, I process a lot, I like to study. Learning a new thing is my favorite thing in the world. Getting something, understanding a concept, investigating, researching, troubleshooting. Oh, that's like my, how do I say it? That's safe for younger audiences. It's the thing that brings pleasure to me. So, as I have been in my notebooks a lot during the previous year and the years before that, I have somehow come to a switching moment, like a switch went off, and I have kind of stopped reading books and researching and studying and writing and troubleshooting and processing things with thoughts in my mind, and I have started doing some stuff like physical action doing. And there are some minimal stuff I've been doing, like I have started learning how to knit and crochet, that just for fun. I have done some changes in my personal life and how I do certain things. In short, I have been more focused on doing and creating something physical with my hands instead of just learning about things. And when it comes to learning about things, this is the notebook that I have been learning in for the last year. The cover is younger than that. This is a beautiful cover by Evangelia at Elysian Paper, and it's actually my own design regarding the pocket configuration. So how the pockets are laid out and the concept behind that. You can find all the details on her web shop. I believe there is a way to filter out the pocket configuration designed by me if you enter Petra in the search bar or something like that. I'll try to find a link. But yeah, this cover is pure joy because this front panel is customizable and I adore it, and the pockets are just the way I like it. You see this here. And this is currently really messy because I actually do use this a lot. Even though I'm not in the study, think, process, mental space I was in the most of past year, I still use it almost daily. And this notebook contains so many of my study notes and the written form of my mental processes and things I wanted to learn and understand them in my mind. but now I feel like I'm coming to a phase where the understanding is shifting from my mind to my physical body, and I'm actually expressing the knowledge with my actions. Does that make sense? The other side of this same notebook, Moleskine grid notebook, I'm using for my decan walk. I said it like a pecan pie. No, decan walk. Decan? Okay, whatever. There's this thing with the wheel and the elements and the astrology correspondences to tarot and yada yada yada. It's fun. If that's something that you find interesting, there's a ton of resources online and on YouTube. But I'm doing the Deccan walk. Oh my god, I'm sorry. The Deccan walk in this notebook. I started on my birthday. I'm, as I said, a Libra, and that falls on the Three of Swords cards. Oh joy, where am I? Cardinal, Air, Swords, Saturn in Libra. Isn't that amazing? Three of Swords. Perfect. So yeah, as the decans change, I take a page and I write notes. So this is a very, very, very special journal and journal cover that helps me study the things that I find interesting, and lately those things are a mix of, oh my god, so many things. Sometimes I feel like I'm in a swamp and the things that interest me are like a mishmash of everything. I like philosophy. I love philosophy. I love history, psychology, and then a couple of years ago, someone I appreciate so much brought in tarot and put it in that swamp, and I could see the sort of correspondences. And then there's astrology, which I understand nothing about, but again, it's correlated with the archetypes. And do you see why I need a notebook for these things? It's complex. Everything is somehow related to each other, and everything is intertwined, and it's basically all one thing, but we make it separate. So it's hard to understand it with your brain. And I think that's it, people. That's it. I think this is the smallest kind of main configuration. Let me check. So long form, study some stuff, work, the major arcana study thing, journal, private stuff, and oh my god, this is gonna fall, the weeks. Okay, that's it. Oh yeah, I had a Hobonichi 5-year techo I kept for my son. I gave it up. I feel so ashamed. Like I'm a bad mom. I can't keep it up. I can't keep up with it. There's just so many missed pages and so many dates that I suck at it. 2 years. I kept up with it 2 years, and there are wonderful memories out there. I'm really happy I did it, but the last year, 24, it's like mostly empty, and I don't have the stamina, or I don't feel it's genuine to go back and backfill it. When I kept up with it for the last 2 years, I sat down mostly on that day, or maybe backfilled the week, and it felt genuine because I was still in that state of mind and that feeling of that week when I wrote. And when I wrote something, I did it with feeling. I still had that feeling of, I don't know, being proud of him because he went to the dentist and he was really a good patient, or he had an accident in kindergarten and hurt his knees, and I felt bad for him. And I wrote like, you hurt your knee really bad, and mommy's sorry, will make it better, and give kisses to the boo-boo. This was when he was smaller. He's in first grade now, so he's a tough guy and doesn't need mommy's kisses for a boo-boo anymore. But you see what I mean? If I go back and fill in important dates, like the first day of school for 2024, I'm not in that mindset, in that heart space to genuinely write, oh my God, it was your first day of school and where did the time fly, and you were so excited and we are so excited for you, because I could do it, but it doesn't feel like it's for me. Backlogging is maybe a perfect workaround for a lot of people, but it doesn't feel authentic to me, and I just closed the book, packed it up nicely. He has 2 years of beautiful memories and drawings and sketches we did together, or I did for him, and I would say I have just given up, and it's fine. I'm just gonna say it's okay. Okay, let's go to the second part of the video. I would like to show you a project I've been working on. This project actually happened. Let me check. Let me be completely transparent about this. This is a project that started more than 2 years ago in my mind, like a little seed that's been growing ever since I started studying the tarot. And that seed was like, at first, so tiny, and it was like, oh my God, you should do it. You should do your own. And I was like, nah, I mean, I have no idea what it's all about. And a couple of years went by, a couple of dozen books, classes, studies, processes, and I don't know, at one moment this year, I sat down and I said to myself, I'm gonna draw my own major arcana. I'm just gonna do it. The best way I know how. Just the important thing is the process of drawing them had to be joyous. It had to be fun, like every single step. And by being fun, it actually meant a lot of things, but I'll get to that. So let's go to my planner. This is December. In this week, I did the major arcana cards in 1 week. Every free moment. Okay, I finished the major arcana tarot deck. That's it. In 1 week. I did there's 22 cards. Some days I did 10, some days I did 3, some days I did 5, depending on how much energy I had in the day and how much free time I had in that day. So here are the cards. First things first, I did this on blank cards from US Games. They are awful, like hideous. The cardstock, the feel of the cardstock, it's awful. So when I got them in, I wanted to give up and simply not do anything. But then I remember there's a thing called gesso, and if you put gesso on any surface, stone, glass, paper, cardboard, canvas, it's a surface that becomes, kind of has a grip, and you can draw or paint on it. And when I said that the process of making my own major arcana had to be fun, had to bring joy, that meant a couple of prerequisites. It had to be quick. It had to be very colorful. Just ignore these are just like sample cards. Very colorful. Only a handful of wooden pencils, colored pencils. I loved, this is an example. It had to be done basically freehand without a previous sketch, and I had to just love it, love the process. Every step of the process had to be pure joy for me. And when I combined together the small format, this is actually standard tarot size, and you can see all the backs are nasty because gesso poured over when I painted all the faces of the cards, of the blank cards. So maybe you can hear it. Gesso makes it a little bit grippy. There's not really a texture, but if you use colored pencils or pencil or watercolor or gouache, acrylics, whatever, it just grips to the surface so much better, and the colors are vibrant. And oh my god, these are not in order. Okay. Prerequisites of the process were met. It was a small format. I could go quickly. I could use the colors I wanted. I did not have to previously sketch on it. I went in straight with the ink and the colors. The only thing I did previously, exactly 1 month prior to creating these colored cards, were thumbnail sketches in a big sketchbook I have. They were just in one pink pencil, and just the thumbnail, the idea that kept popping into my mind. Time to time I had these like wishes to express the archetypes of the major arcana in my way, and then when I went, for example, to bed at night and couldn't fall asleep, I kept thinking, if I wanted to draw a moon card, what would it look like? And then I saw this, I'm very visual, so I was able to visualize, oh, I wanted to do, like, let me show you, the moon card. I wanted the big moon and the waters that represent the subconscious, and the mermaid tail because she's diving deeper into the unconscious, into the unknown. So this is basically how it went. For each major arcana, I had these visualizations, usually at night before bed, when I couldn't sleep or just wanted to think about stuff like that. I visualized them, I sketched them out in my notebook, and then I went in freehand with like a micron pen and drew the outlines and colored it in. The colors are not planned. I left that part of the process open. I just have a handful. I had a handful of pencils on my desk, like, I don't know, 10. Some yellows, some oranges, some reds, some pinks, purples. And I grabbed them for each element as I felt like it. I'm getting winded. So these are the cards. I mean, they are not in order, and I don't feel like putting them in order. But why am I showing you this? This is something I did for myself, for my own joy. But I have decided to scan them and make them into a card deck, a printed card deck, because these are practically unusable. They are warped from the gesso. I have not used a fixative, so they are not safely protected by hand. So I cannot really, I mean, I could shuffle them and use them, but it's gonna get destroyed. So I would like to keep them in my archive, like my work of joy. And I will definitely do that. But I wanted to have them printed so I can actually use them. And I will show you the cards now, and then I will explain to you how I intend to use them and what's gonna be available along with these 22 major arcana archetypes. Okay, I zoomed us in just a little bit, and let's go through the cards. They're not in order, so if you know anything about tarot or the major arcana, you will notice that. If you don't know anything about tarot and the major arcana, it doesn't matter, because the 22 major arcana are basically archetypes and a visual representation of them. They are full of symbols, and there's a difference between a symbol and a sign. When a sign has one fixed meaning and a symbol can have a million meanings. And if you know nothing about tarot or archetypes or the symbology, you can just be guided by the images and how they make you feel. So we're not gonna make this showing of the cards about tarot and like a study or class or something. I just want to show you what I draw and how I see the major arcana archetypes, and how I see them is not the same way that someone else sees them, and that's okay because they are symbols. Okay, so this one is especially dear to me because I found a way how to show how I feel the judgment card, which is actually sometimes a bit scary, but this is the way I see it. This is the Hermit and his little lamp. The Hierophant, actually, when I scanned in the images, I called it the Teacher because that's the name of the archetype that kind of resonates more with me. And this representation, the visual and by the name Teacher, kind of maybe says a bit of a different story that I find that's, I don't know, it feels better to me, more true. This is the Empress and her swollen feet resting. The Devil, I thought she would look scarier, but I guess that's the scariest I could manage. The Tower, and I tried to do the disco lights, like it's shining and pulsating, like, you know, those neon signs in front of bars or stuff. Temperance. And this is my interpretation of the Death card. Some call it rebirth, some call it regeneration, some call it cycles. This is the Fool. This is actually it's the first card in the tarot and the first of the major archetypes. It's numbered 0. But this is actually the first one I visualized completely, and I knew I wanted to have the Fool figure falling or jumping into the dandelions, because the dandelions are also kind of like the Fool, which I learned from another tarot deck called the Herb Crafters, and they have the dandelion as the Fool, the plant dandelion, because their seeds just go on their way and they don't know the destination, but they bravely go where no man has gone before. No, that's Star Trek, but you get the idea. The Hanged One, it's again a mermaid, and we have a little boobage here. The Lovers, this is a highly symbolic representation of the Lovers archetypes. There are many other with different human figures involved, but I wanted to do it like planetary in a way. This is the Cosmos or the Universe or the World card if you want. I just prefer the name Cosmos. The word Cosmos feels larger than the world, so that's what I was aiming for. This is the Strength card, and this is one of my favorites. I don't know why the lady is green. I don't know. I had no thoughts in my head while I chose green, but now I can see it's a nice contrast. But again, they have the same hair. If you know anything about the strength card or the lust card, maybe you'll get some ideas from this, how you could interpret it. So, justice. This is a reference to the myth of the Egyptian goddess Maat and the weighing of the feather with the heart. You can look that up if it sounds interesting. It's a beautiful myth and there's a beautiful story and lesson behind it. The emperor is like a person that, I mean, the emperors in tarot are usually very masculine, very king, emperor, ruler kind of guy. I really wanted to soften them up a bit, so yeah, that's what I got. Again, green. Make of that what you will. Wheel of Fortune. I tried to do the little guys. Thought they were fun. And I especially like the way I colored in the clouds. I think I nailed that one. That's my preferred color combo. We already saw the moon. There's a story why I chose the mermaid, but maybe I can tell you about that another time. The Chariot. I really wanted to make a static chariot, an apparently static chariot, because in the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot and even in the Thoth, the chariot is standing still. It's not moving at that moment, and there's a reason behind that. So this is the chariot. This is you. So maybe a different perspective to look at it. High Priestess. This is me, actually. It's not me. It doesn't look like anything like me, but for every card here, every face you see, it's actually you or me. It's the person handling the cards and interpreting the cards or questioning the cards. But for this card, I especially had myself in mind while I was drawing it, and this is actually me peeping through the curtains. If you are familiar with the Rider-Waite or like the most common basic tarot, there's always this lady that has two pillars behind her and like a curtain with pomegranates, and she's holding a book. She has a secret, and there's the moon and everything mysterious. And this is basically me like going behind and peeping through the curtain and like show me, what the hell do you have behind there? What are you hiding? So that's my take of the High Priestess. Okay, these are the cards. My little messed up, wonky, childlike illustration filled cards, and I did them very quickly without much thinking, without much doubting myself, without I just did it in a state of flow to make these things really simple. I did not correct any mistakes. I did not second guess. I just let my hands do the work. And it was a very fun process. And after that week, I was thoroughly exhausted and so happy. I haven't felt that elation, that joy of creating in a very long time. And I think I'll always remember that feeling because it was something else. It really pushed beyond any creative thing I did. I was heavily hyper-focused and maybe kind of in my own little bubble, but I needed that week to do this, and I felt such relief when I did. I felt like, oh my God, now I can breathe because this is out of my head. It was haunting me. I couldn't sleep. So yeah. And the thing why I'm telling you all this, except for bragging about how much fun I had, is to tell you I decided to print the Major Arcana cards, and I'm waiting for them to arrive next week, hopefully. I will make a separate dedicated video to show you how they turned out. So if you're interested in that, please follow along, maybe subscribe to my channel so you get the notification when I post that video. I'm very, very excited about that because not only have I ordered for the Major Arcana to be printed, at the same time I have been working on 35 prompts, on 35 cards that contain a journaling prompt or a question, and I will show you in a moment what that's all about. Okay, now we're looking at my iPad, and this is from Procreate because these 35 prompt cards are made in Procreate very simply. These are cards that contain a keyword, a question, and some kind of color scheme that I chose intuitively. When I did each prompt, I chose 2 or 3 colors that seem to match with that prompt or keyword. It's like a synesthesia thing I have. I don't know how to explain it. I hear the word, I see the colors. That's it. The way I imagined this to work for myself. If I have the 22 Major Arcana, I can use them like any other tarot deck. They're Major Arcana. If you use tarot, you know what to do with them. But if I kind of need inspiration for journaling, or maybe I need help to find out what I even want to ask the tarot, what do I want to reflect on at this moment? And this is something that happens to me often. I created 35 cards that have questions. So maybe, let's see one. I think if I do this. So I shuffle the 35 prompt cards and I pull out sparks. When in my life have I experienced glimmers of inspiration? In which way can I invite them to visit again? So basically the card is asking me, what is it that inspires you? What is it that makes you want to create? What sparks your creative juices to get flowing? And I could use that card and go straight into my journal and write, answer the question and write about it. I could also pull a couple of cards. So let's say we have sparks, we have success. How can I gently untie it from my intrinsic self-worth? Well, that's interesting. How can I remove success from my self-worth experience? So we can have that. Let me figure this out. And if we pull out, for example, fear, some threats are real and some imagined, but they both feel real. What can my fears teach me? Let's say we pulled those 3 cards and then we shuffle the Major Arcana and pull, let's say, 1, 2, 3 cards. For sparks, we got the Sun. For success, we got the Star. And for fear, we got Judgment. And you can see in which way do these archetypes guide you towards your answer. If for the sparks we got Sun, how can this archetype guide you in thinking about your creative journey? What sparks your creative flow? So I'm not going to go into much more detail with this because I really want to save it for when the cards arrive. because this way it's tricky. I don't have physical cards of the prompts. I can show you how they look on my iPad. Let's try to turn this around maybe. Okay. Very colorful 35 cards. And if we were to go through all of the 35 keywords, you could see that they are basically connected to the creative journey. Each keyword is a phase of the creative journey. So you have initiation, the work, authenticity, synchronicity, exploration, choices, validation. So it's something I kept in mind constantly in the background when I created the prompts that could be journaling prompts or spread creating prompts. I constantly thought about what do I encounter in my own creative endeavors that sometimes trigger me, or I get stuck, or something I need to process when I'm creating something. There's fear, there's courage, there's giving up. Sometimes, okay, let's see giving up. Oops, sorry. How do we do it? How do we do it? How did it feel the last time I decided to give up? What is the wisdom of letting go and moving on? Okay, so we could use that actually for my Hobonichi 5-year techo story and me giving up on it. How did it feel the last time I decided to give up? It sucked. I mean, it's blah. I mean, I feel bad. But what is the wisdom of letting go and moving on? I feel lighter. I feel like I didn't die. Nobody died. It's not a big deal. And I actually freed up space in my mind and in my environment. Not just physical space, but mental and creative space. I didn't feel the constant nagging, oh, you should get back to that. And I also learned that backlogging is not in line with my own authentic self. I don't resonate with it. I don't want to do backlog, and I don't want to backtrack. It's not for me, and it's okay. So, see? This is the way you could use any of these cards, and I can't wait for next week or 10 days. I don't know how long they're gonna take. I'm impatient, but the whole deck, the 22 major arcana and the 35 prompt cards will be here soon. I will make a dedicated video. I will show you all the cards and how they turned out. I will then probably be able to show you in more details how you can use these, not just for journaling prompts like shuffle, pull one, and journal, but also as cards that are able to create a tarot spread and use alongside with any tarot deck. And I'm very excited, but I'm also very tired and very, very winded now. My voice is failing me. I have to go drink some honey tea, rest up, get better. And hopefully by the next time we will talk, my bronchitis will be gone and I will have this deck in my hands and I'll be able to show you. And if everything goes well and if the production is as I hope it will be, I do plan on releasing it on Make Playing Cards, but only if I'll be satisfied with the production quality and the little requirements I set out for myself that are necessary in order to make it there available for anyone who might resonate with this type of creative self-reflection work or journaling work, or I don't know, if you want to get to know yourself better, working with archetypes and working with questions, it's good work. It's good, honest, and hard work. And it can help. So thank you so much for watching, sticking with me for this, oh my god, 49-minute long video. I'm gonna go make some tea, and next time, cards, I hope. Thank you, bye.